Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family. Luis Enrique has recently had his press conference ahead of the Paris Saint-Germain versus Stade De Rennais game. And in today's video, we're going through the entire press conference. That's life, that's life. That's football. During a season, there are less good moments. I have a totally different feeling from yours. Luis Enrique is obviously talking about the two past games for Paris Saint-Germain. He's saying that it's just bad form. It happens throughout the season, and he's disagreeing with what the reports and so on say. But again, I don't like this from Luis Enrique. I can agree it can be bad form. I can definitely agree with that on Luis Enrique, but it's not okay. I don't like it's like he's putting it under the thingy. It's like, yeah, just bad form. Just bad form. No, we didn't play good enough. And how you lined up and how we tactically lined up had a negative effect of our result, Luis Enrique. But yeah, let's move on. What I expect is what I expect from all of our players. He's adapted to our game idea. Not losing the ball when we're under pressure is very important. He adapts very quickly. I mean, great words to João Neves. I think he surprised everyone, including Luis Enrique. And yeah, he's a superb player, and has adapted extremely quickly to Paris Saint-Germain. There are no serious injuries other than the three we already know about. This is great to hear that it's only the Gonçalo, Kimpembe, Lucas Hernandez injuries that are serious, and all the other ones are not serious at all. I don't remember anything. I'm not going to comment on a sentence from a documentary taken out of context. I don't regret what I've said, but I won't comment on a statement taken out of context. Luis Enrique is obviously talking about the comment where he said, I wouldn't coach PSG with Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. This was obviously a small clip from his movie star documentary that would soon be launched, where Luis Enrique had this to say. I mean, for me, the most important thing, I don't really care. Neymar, Messi, Mbappe, they're not here at the club. We didn't want Luis Enrique when they were at the club, so this really doesn't matter what Luis Enrique said here. But if we want to try to guess why he said this, is it because of Mbappe, Neymar, Messi? I mean, maybe he thought, all of them three combined in one club, that's just too much. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's more about the situation at Paris Saint-Germain during that time, because he's managed big players before. So maybe it's not that. Maybe it was just, it wasn't that great of an atmosphere, great of a period when we had all those three at the club. But yeah, I don't really care what Lucho says here. It doesn't really matter to me. No time will I think about Arsenal tomorrow night. That belongs to the future. It doesn't interest me. I mean, I like this from Luis Enrique. We have to respect Stade De Rennes. We have to look ahead at this Ligue 1 game as a good Ligue 1 game. Stade De Rennes are always tough to face. We haven't beaten them in our last two games at the Stade De Rennais. And obviously Arsenal, that's a huge game and everything, but we have to take every game one at a time. I will reduce my salary by 25% or even 50% so that I would no longer have to speak to the press. But I always have a good time with you, the journalists. I really like talking, and I see that you're laughing. Actually, I'm having a good time with you, but if you give me the choice, I wouldn't have any problem. It was a spontaneous thought, but it's true if today I sign a paper and you tell me I don't talk to the press anymore, I would do it. I mean, I'm 100% with Luis Enrique here, because majority of the time the press conference and the questions from the journalists are absolutely not serious. They're just there to get, a huge title, a huge thing said from Luis Enrique and so on. And sometimes it's even stupid questions regarding Kylian Mbappe and outside factors outside of Paris Saint-Germain. So completely agree here with Luis Enrique. Lucho, little challenge. Can you talk tactics in French with us? No, I will do it when it's perfect. My goal is not to make a mistake. Again, they're just trying to have, get something out of Lucho, and Lucho's like, no. I'm in a serious spot moment. Lucho, less pressure this season. No, it's not. There's this internal pressure from the staff. I know the objectives and standards of the club to win the most important competition and make history. I'm here for that. I mean, I talked about the standard had fallen a little bit for the past two games, but if Luis Enrique, all he cares about is the final goal, then yeah, I gotta agree with him. That's the most important thing at the end of the day. How does Paris Saint-Germain finish off this season trophy-wise? Coupe de France, Trophée du Champion, Ligue 1, and obviously the Champions League. Lucho is a rotation. This strategy has more advantages than disadvantages. I need 20 or 23 players who can show me that they want to play. And yeah, I mean, I fully agree with Lucho when it comes to rotation. We should always rotate our squad, especially in weaker Ligue 1 games when we have tougher Ligue 1 games or even tough Champions League games coming up. So yeah, agree with him. The player must speak out. The calendar is busy, but it's busier in other championships, especially in England where they have more competition than us. In my situation, I have no right to complain. I mean, you are complaining, Luis Enrique, because Sure, this time the journalists ask you about the schedule and games and so on, but you've been complaining about the schedule a couple of times now. So you cannot say I've no right to complain because you've been complaining. And yeah, it's a bit worse in England because they have the Carabao Cup. We used to have the Coupe de la Ligue before, but I don't really get it here from Lucho. Like, previous PSG managers have had to manage even more games. Ligue now is 18 league teams instead of 20. So that's 4 less, plus Coupe de la Ligue gone. I don't know why he's complaining. Tuchel had to manage more games. Unai Emery had to manage more games. All of these previous PSG managers. He should be lucky. He's managing less games and more rotation and more flexibility. But yeah, that's been it for the press conference. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. And as usual, allez, allez, les paris.